got here about 5 minutes too late. They're gunners, aren't they? So jobs for today, filling all these nukes up. I've come to see the boy Morgan. So we've had some billboards made up. In fact, I'll show you on this one. There you go. So we've got our local busy highway in Jawley. This is Morgan's farm, so Morgan's been kind enough to allow us to put some billboards up for all this passing trade, or potential passing trade anyway. So that's what we're going to do. Got his tractor, going to knock these posts in, and we'll show you when we're done. There we go, jobs are good. Let's say loads of passing trade on here, so nice little job that. Well, I'll come back then. That's another bank holiday weekend done and dusted. I'm playing catch up now for the rest of the week, although I did get that signage done with Morgan. So jobs for today, filling all these nukes up that we've got, rows and rows of them. And then I've got 30 queens coming from Lawrence, Black Mountain Honey, on Thursday. So yeah, it'll come about all too soon, and I'm not prepped for it. So yeah, I've got to get frames in those, go and do the 30 splits, so a mix of 40x12s, National Deeps, some Langstroth, and then I can get queens introduced on Thursday then. Rest of the week, I've got some extracting to do. I need to extract this week, so I'll get the Tetron stuff set up in the extraction room. And just inspections as normal. The rapeseed, I'm guessing it's pretty much done now, so those bees that are on local can come off and they'll go to OSR, and then the ones at Ollie's, they're fine with the I'm sure that's a wasp, wouldn't that have? The ones at Ollie's are fine because they've got field beans right next door anyway, and the hawthorn's still in bloom, which is amazing. Sun's out, time to get some jobs done and get caught up then. Chances are we'll be working the weekend, won't we? So it's all finally set up then. We've got the Tetron chain link capper and the Tetron 20 frame extractor. So I've just had a tiny little, oh sugar, forgot to put a bucket under my tap. There we go. Losing honey already. So 20 frame extractor, yeah, just had a little play there, and it couldn't be easier, honestly. So I'll set the camera up somewhere, and then I'll just show you a few frames. I've just got these few supers to do of our blossom honey, so some mixed nectar of honey, and then obviously the rapeseed will be coming off in the next week or so. Oh God, it's quick. What can I say? There's nothing to this. So obviously I've not took any of the protective film off or anything else like that, because I've just got it on demo. Oh, just got it for review, should I say. But chain on capper in the top. So obviously spinning discs, I don't know if you can see them, and then handle to lower the frames, and then in the bottom you get all the cappings and everything else, and then the honey drips through. So any honey from the cappings drips through to the bottom, that can be decanted out later, and obviously we're then straight into the extractor then. So the full shebang from Tetron there. But God, yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to make like the bigger crops, the OSR crops and things like that, so much easier to extract this, especially when we get Vic involved as well. And one uncapping, one loading the extractor, and we're away. Well, like I say, I've done a few frames there. I'll set the camera up behind, and then you can see what's going on. Cap on. Not that I have any here to come out. So you can see for yourself that you just fly through those frames. Makes you think, what did I do before chaining cappers? So 20 frames now there in the Tetron Extractor. Let me turn the speed down a little bit so it's nice and slow to start off with. And that's just on a 6-minute cycle now. So all programmable, obviously you can set your own settings. It's got some preset settings in there. This is just on a 6-minute spin, and obviously it will be omnidirectional, so forwards and backwards as well. Very quiet. So I haven't looked at the pre-settings. I've just obviously start and knock the speed down a little bit. Whether that creeps up on its own, we'll see. But like I say, I've got the instruction booklet. It's all in there, and like I said, there are some preset stuff within the memory of it. So I did 2 versions of this. So this is the standard one with the powder coated legs and control box, and then they do a premium line which is a stainless steel version as well. So all stainless steel. There we go, starting to extract. So I put my heating on here last night. Obviously one super's up, one getting everything up to temperature, and then it just makes life so much easier now. And I'll fly through the rest of these. So I've got this to do, a little bit of jarring for some orders to go out, wholesale and online orders, and then I've got to go and drop some nukes off for sale, and then make more splits. So busy day. Right, I'll crack on with this then. So that was a 6-minute cycle, and it's got every little bit of honey out. So the extractor I had before, you'd have to go through the full, I think was it 10-12 minutes or something like that cycle to get the same results. I'm happy with that. And massive thanks to Tetron. Obviously I get the chance to review this 20 frame extractor, which I'm really happy with at the minute. It's quiet, it's steady. I haven't bolted it down like my last one, and it's not moved at all. I love the fact that it's programmable. It's got preset settings in there, which my last one didn't, which was probably the same price point as this. So I've got this on loan, so I can review it, use it, whilst I wait for the bigger 54 frame one to arrive. But yeah, you do know if there's something I don't like with these machines, I will say it out, I will point it out, but I can't find a fault with it. It's mega. So one thing I've noticed, and it's nothing to do with the machine or Tetron or anything else like that. So obviously the spinning blades are set at a constant distance, so an optimal distance, so the frame width ultimately. And if you've got a wavy frame like this one is, so obviously the cap-ins are lower than the wood on the frame, so then you have to just uncap with a manual uncapping tool. But you'd have to do that anyway if you was uncapping with a knife, which I know from experience you do. So yeah, nothing to do with the machine, but there is, it's not, you know what I mean, it's not that perfect every single time. And if you watch anybody's videos like in Stepper and people like that, they still have an hand uncapper after it comes out the knife uncapper, because if you get that waviness, the blades can't reach it. But it's the time you have to do that is minimal. Honestly, it's so quick, this is rapid. But the only criticism I do have, and I don't know how you resolve it, it's just one of those things. The extracting is messy anyway. Is obviously you get a little bit of wax coming out the top, and obviously when you take the frames out. But I mean, that is what it is. I'm just wondering if there's some way of mounting this on like the Tetron on capping tank or something like that, so it almost, you're straight in there. So imagine this into the uncapping tank, which we've got outside. Obviously we just took it to make a little bit of room. Uncapping tank, you can get a 1 metre one, which would be fantastic. And then whilst this is extracting, you put in the uncapped frames into the uncapping tank, waiting to go again, and it just, it's so quick, so streamlines the process so much. But Yeah, that's me, that dripping honey on the top, but I just need to be a little bit more careful. So that's it then, 10:30, extraction done. So the Tetron extractor's just draining away there, but super happy with that. I love the programs on it, and you just on a 6-minute cycle, so it just cracks on, does its own thing whilst you're doing other stuff. The honey's just draining through the filter, a few bees in that. But yeah, this, I've used and seen quite a few bits of Tetron kit now, but this is by far, hands down, my favourite. It's just amazing, honestly. You may think, do you know when you get one of those bits of kits? I did look with a creamer, and when I got the jar machine, so I get that's not Tetron, but yeah, just certain bits of kit you end up purchasing or you come across, and they're just game changers. And you just think, wow, why did I suffer all that time? But yeah, it's set at the moment to SM1 frames, and then you can get, well, it does come with the SM4 adapters, so it will take a wider frame as well. So this is this is the national one, so obviously the blades are set to the national frames, although there is adjustment on it, I believe. So if you can see the end ones are folded up. I don't know if it's that clear. So obviously that means at some point it will adapt to national, sorry, to Langstroth. But I need to look into that or ask Darius about that. And then in the bottom, obviously there's a bit of weight in it now. So you've got a huge motor, so you're never going to stall the machine, no matter how thick the frames are. And then the bottom here, it's a bit of weight in there now, and it's just draining away, but are all the cappings. So there's a mesh screen on the top of that, and then all the honey drops down into the bottom. So the mesh screen sits about where that line is, and then the bottom fills up with honey, and then you just drain it out. In fact, if I can find a tub small enough to go under there, because I've got all these big 25 kilo tubs, I'll get a smaller tub and then we'll drain some out. Well, given I've just done that stack of supers, that's the mess, and most of that's me dripping honey as I come across. But it's dead tidy. So it drips down. Also got tapered guards on, and then it all drips down then into the bottom there. I'll put the link of Tetron in the description. It's on the descriptions anyway, as standard, to both machines. But combined together, let's say if you combine that, if you really want to speed things up, combine that with a little uncapping table as well, where you can store your frames in, and then that's constantly going all the time. But if you've got a few hives, or you're something like a club apiary, you want to invest in it, you know what I mean, and then members can come and extract, and it's just, honestly, it's a game changer. And I've said it with a couple of bits of kit, the creamer were the same for us, but you just think, I should have got it. You just think, I wish it was about years ago. Because there's nothing really about of this size that does all this. Obviously you can get the roller ones, the manual ones, and another couple of companies do something similar, but I don't think they have the tank on the bottom and so compact in one little unit. Like I said, from a space saving point of view, it's spot on. Again, usual Tetron Quality, all stainless steel. I've obviously got the protective film on at the moment, but everything's stainless steel on it. So check out the Tetron website then, contact Darius if you've got any questions on it. At most Tetron stuff, it is pre-order, so get your orders in, but get them in now and you've got it then ready for extraction season, which is coming up pretty soon. And again, this massive thanks to Tetron for obviously really happy to review this. Thank you for loaning it to us while we're waiting on ours. I've used the smaller Tetron extractor in the past, and again, usual Tetron standard. Love the programmable features on the control panel. It's just so quiet as well. And I noticed that with the last one that we use, it's really quiet, really steady. And this hasn't even got the rubber feet on it. You can buy little extras, the rubber feet that go on the bottom. But happy days, that's that done. Get this filtered out now and get some jarring done, and then I can get out. I've got here about 5 minutes too late. So my hives are there on the rapeseed, and there's a swarm in the area. I'm just hoping they settle somewhere. Ideally on the floor. They seem to be clustering all around here, so fingers crossed. They land on the floor and we can get them back. If not, they're goners, aren't they? Alright, I'll get through the... I'll start inspecting the rest of these hives and we'll see if they settle down somewhere. I'm hoping it's one of the click queens and they don't actually go anywhere. This was a hive that the other week I came, it had a sealed cell in it, so we just left it, and now it's got the most beautiful big queen in there. I'll show you when I let her out the cage. So I'm just going to mark her. Blue as the year. So I've just managed to catch that little swarm over there, and it is tiny. So I can't see no marked queen yet. I'm guessing it's a cast. But this queen's a stunner. Come on, girl. She's not helping me out. Here we go. Here we go. It's a blue dot on her back. Give it a second to dry. I'll let her back out in this frame so you can see. And straight back to laying. So the rapeseed is pretty much done now. We'll be moving these off next week, I think, all being well. Just need to get the clearer boards on, get what honey there is off. I've said it a few times, out of our rapeseed sites, this one is the poorest, but we have got a crop. Just how much we'll have to see. This was that little swarm, and they've all piled on the front, in all honesty. Let's move it back, see if they go in. It's like they haven't made their mind up. Anyway, too much to do at the minute to be hanging around for a little swarm like that. The truck's booked in to go and have some new tyres on it. So I'll drop these bees off en route and then go and get some new shoes.